the light is when you feel the vibe and your mind is open wide. I said the only time you will never see the light is when you feel the vibe and your mind is open. Listen to the vibe. Listen to the vibe.
Woman Wednesday. Welcome back to the show. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougsjewishow.com. So this is kind of off the track here a little bit. And we're going to get back to this little sports talk here in a second. It is a Woman Wednesday. But a commercial just flashed across the screen. Not really a commercial. Yeah, I just saw basically somebody doing Kung Fu. So last week I saw IP Man. And if you got Netflix and, you know, if you've a Kung Fu movie fan or whatever, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This guy named IP Man is like this legendary Kung Fu teacher. He actually is the guy that actually taught Bruce Lee. He's been dead for many, many years. But they've been doing these series of movies. And it's not IP. I'm sorry. I think it's IP. I think it's IP. You pronounce it IP. IP Man. IP Man. And anyway, I watched this movie last week, and I meant to bring this up earlier. I just came across my mind once again because I saw a guy just doing Kung Fu. But can somebody that watch Kung Fu movies, man, just answer me one question? Why have we never heard the phrase in a Kung Fu movie, rush him? And I swear I meant to bring this up earlier, man, after I saw this damn movie. But there's several times in this movie, Ip Man, where, you know, they have the typical traditional street fight where it's the one Kung Fu, you know, main star, whether that's Jackie Chan, whether that's Bruce Lee, whether it's this guy doing this Ip Man movie, where they're surrounded by literally 30, 50, 70 other dudes. And he's fighting all of these other dudes. And he methodically whips and beats up each one of them individually. Like, there could be 30 dudes standing behind the guy, and they'll just stand there and watch him fight one guy in front of him, as opposed to everybody just rushing him. Inquiring minds want to know, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at DougStewartShow.com, man. More money was bet on Monday's classic game between Clemson and Alabama at William Hill's Nevada Sportsbook than any other college football game in the company's history, according to president of their marketing there. That's right. Bookmakers estimated $15 million to $20 million was bet statewide on the game in Nevada. The bulk of the money was on the underdog, the Clemson Tigers. Yeah. The bulk of the money was on the Tigers, who scored a touchdown with 1 second left in the fourth quarter to beat Alabama 35-31. It cost William H. Hill a seven-figure loss and was the single worst loss on any game ever for the casino. That's crazy. It was as bad as a result as humanly possible. William Hill, director of trading Nick Bogdanovich, a veteran Las Vegas bookmaker, told the press on Tuesday. Betting handles was up 8% on this year's game compared to the 2016 championship game between the Tigers and the Tide. I tell you what, man, I didn't think it was that big of an upset, but it was Alabama. And I just think that Alabama right now, their brand is just, you know, dominant. It's just unbeatable. Their team out there with all these 4 or 5-star players, and you watch what they did to USC, who USC actually got better throughout the year, and it actually ended up being the third team in the AP Final Poll. But I think it's just Alabama, the name Alabama, and the success that they've had. Nick Saban already got 5 rings under his belt as a head coach, and just their bully. And so I just think that people just thought, now, once again, Clemson got a lot of money spent on it late in this thing. And a lot of people kind of saw past the minutia of the fact that Clemson was a really good football team. And then Alabama, You know, some of the main reasons of why I thought they could be susceptible to a loss is the fact that they had a rookie or a freshman quarterback playing for them, and they had a new offensive coordinator. So, very, very interesting story, man. Clemson Tigers made a lot of folks a lot of money, man. And I don't think it was that hard. I don't even think it was that hard. Yeah. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. In the chat room on Spreaker.com from Sidney Jackson. Well, in Kung Fu, they fight on the honor system. You know what? Maybe there's something to that for real. I don't know if you're joking. I think you're joking, but I don't think that that's too far off. Like, you know, with Kung Fu, there's a very honorable art form. And maybe in the art form in Kung Fu, when you're just starting out, they explain to you that you have to fight individually one-on-one. It's not like America where they would team your ass. Like, you fall down in Charleston, South Carolina, man, your ass gonna get kicked by about 50 ninjas. We don't play that around in America. So maybe in Hong Kong, maybe they do have some type of gentleman's agreement to fight one by one. From Sidney Jackson, oh yeah, the one dude in the middle, and they circle the main guy, and they attack him one at a time. Right. And if you haven't seen this movie, I mean, it's pretty decent. There's no Game of Death or something like that with Bruce Lee. But it's pretty decent. But in this movie, Mike Tyson's in it. And you may have seen some videos that were circulating on social media a while back when the movie first was announced. It was kind of like a trailer or whatever. But so Mike Tyson is actually in this movie. And, yeah, you need to see it. It's very interesting. Very interesting if you're one of those cats that follow the martial arts movies or whatever. From Brian Hill, Easy Money Ninja, bought my playoff tickets off that Go Falcons. From Denise Milk and Cookies, yeah, this is true, Doug. Very nice observation about the Tide, sir. Yeah. Denise, you okay? Denise is a Alabama resident, if you're new to the show, and she took it on the chin just like every other Alabama fan the other day. From 334 Bama Boy, another Alabama guy. Savor the flavor, Clemson. It's going to be a while. I don't know about that. If you're saying that was an aberration and that Alabama's going to go back to dominating, Alabama's going to continue to dominate. Don't get me wrong. But I think Clemson's here to stay. And I read a very good article about how Dabo basically constructed the Clemson Tigers in the image of Alabama football. Bear Bryant, you know, from back in the day and the things and the principles that they follow in trying to build a program up. And you look at Clemson's talent. I mean, hell, they just beat Alabama the other night. That's all you really need to know. But you look at Clemson's talent, man. Clemson has got studs all up and across the board, man. They've already got several commitments from some guys that's going to come in, and they're not really looking to miss a beat as far as the quarterback position. I think Clemson is here, you know, for a minute. I'm not going to say here to stay, but they're definitely here for a minute, man. If you get into players, man, and you get them to believe, you can do anything. And I do believe, I said this, you know, Tuesday after the championship game. I said this on yesterday. Like, I believe, actually, I think I said this last week. I believe Dabo Swinney is gone. The minute that Nick Saban retires or goes to the NFL or anything like that, I think Dabo Swinney's going back to Alabama. I mean, he's got to go home. And I'm sure that there's provisions in his contract, there's clauses in his contract where he can do that. And so I don't think he's going to be there long. Hopefully they build the program up to a point where it's kind of like on cruise control, and whoever takes over can continue with the success that they've had there over the last couple of years. But I think Clemson is here for a minute. Sorry. From Andre Elam. What about Andre Elam? He says Alabama's going to get smashed first game of the season by FSU. They're already talking about that. I saw a commercial about that yesterday. First game of the year, first game in the Georgia Dome, or the new Georgia Dome, the Mercedes-Benz Dome this coming season. That's going to be good. Florida State's going to be back. ACC, I think we need to give the ACC a little bit more respect in football, man. Yeah. The ACC, let me see if I can find it real quick here. And if I can, I'll get it for you by the time we come back from the break. But the ACC handled themselves very nicely in the bowl games this year. The ACC went 9-3 in the bowl games this year. Looking very good. And there's always this talk out there about the ACC being an inferior conference. Not only did they go 9-3 in the bowl games, but they got the national champion again. And everybody always tries to discount the fact that Florida State's in the ACC. No, Florida State is a member of the ACC. So Florida State, Clemson, Georgia Tech actually in relative terms did good this year, running that old bootleg office that they run down there on the flats. Yeah. Virginia Tech. So, I mean, listen, maybe it's time that we start giving the ACC a little bit more love, man, as far as their football, not just basketball. It ain't just about basketball. Yeah. Show love. Spread love. Yeah, spread love. Hey, when we get back from the break, man, it'll be hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. And, I didn't explain. Waterhead was like, what about Al? So the title of today's show was A Bath with Big Al. Big Al is the name of the mascot for Alabama, the elephant. Yeah, some dudes took a bath with Big Al. That's right. All right, when we get back from the break, what about next year? Let's kind of touch upon next year, what the AP is saying coming into the season. My man Andre Elam talked a little bit about Florida State. Yeah, they like Florida State. Don't go away. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show coming up next.
It's another collab, but I'm back with page 1. Yo, sometimes I make my own beat, shuffle my own feet, think about the grace and take a sample that's so sweet, extract the break beat, spice on the MP, see if this MC can build a canvas to shape the world in which I can paint a thorough inner vision of my spirit. Life's resolution makes a picture color vivid, the best reflection of who I am as to where I wanna be with my present raps and contentment. Beautiful and mixed with faith in the future distant, finding what I conjure up, depositing my fist and what it takes to be persistent. Slivers of my knuckles from against the grain, living a little bit of pain with it. Gills breathe liquid, adapt to habitat. Submerged in never water, part of where the party's at. I still keep persistent, past no turning back. I work at being strong, adopt the heart to top me back. Come on, understand, y'all. Sort of on a different plan, y'all. Focused on the task at hand. That's right. If you're sitting, you gon' have to stand and get it good because the feeling is now. And we about to turn it down. Y'all, we just don't stop and it just don't quit. Let the rhythm hit and once we get it in, just consider it done.
Story I tell, vividly descriptive like the prophet Ezekiel. Storm the gates of hell, pick up on my mellow bell. He be the ill style master, hook up the DSL to retrieve the foul faster. Now let the song load, nothing but strongholds on my pull down menu. Might go a full round, then you smack the canvas, back twisted your vanquish. Tried to wax eloquent, but couldn't master the language. You inarticulate. Wordsmith, I forge a hammer, then I split a brick with it. I'm sick with it, meticulous. Defy the laws of physics, make you look ridiculous like rail tails on Honda Civics. Scissors on my check, strike the mic and replace it with reality. That is if you can face it. Get back to basics, might need to make some evasive maneuvers. Guys in my corner, kid, you deal with me and you deal with the two of us.
Understand, y'all. Sort of on a different plan, y'all. Focused on the task at hand. That's right. If you're sitting, you